Today on Blowout, I have with me Barrister Ndamzi Ekulo, a legal practitioner and socio-political analyst. Good morning, Barrister Ndamzi. It's a pleasure to have you. And I also have with me Victor Nsiebe, a socio-political analyst. Good morning, Victor Nsiebe.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And on to the story. The Ogun State government has sealed 3 religious centers in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, for contravening the state laws on noise pollution and defying government order on the pollution. The 3 sealed churches include Christ Apostolic Church, Fountain of Faith District Headquarters, Bogumi Itedo Alafia Community, Bode Olude, Ambassador of Truth Assembly International, Olorunsenye Avenue, Ijeun Titun, and Salvation Ministries, Kufaruji Olubi Drive, Adigbe GRA, all in Abeokuta. While sealing the churches, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Environmental Compliance and Enforcement, Farouk Akintude, said all 3 churches were sealed after several warnings and dialogue with them to stop the noise pollution emanating from their worship centers, and it proved abortive. Let me start with you, Victor Nsiebe. What do you think about this move by the state government, Ogun State government, to seal 3 churches for noise pollution?
Yeah, it's a very good move by the government sealing the churches or the worship centers, because let's bring it down to Port Harcourt here.
Okay.
The way these churches, they display or they make noise when praising God or when worshiping or when in session, you start asking yourself, is it that God, they need to shout down? They need to shout down God or shout the angels to come down like God don't hear them. The noise these people, they make, my dear, it will give you a sleepless night. There have been issues of people going to even meet them to say, please. They will pray you down. They will call you the devil. You understand? They will call you the devil. They will start telling you how you don't want, or I don't even, how you are a sinner, you're the devil, you're this, you're that. So to me, it's a very good move. Lagos have started it. I'm even waiting for Rivers State to even start theirs because it's needed. You go from point to point, you see a building, just one building, you're seeing like 4 or 5 worship centers. This one will be in a praise section, the other one will be in a worship section, the other one will be in prayer section, and all they are shouting. The next minute, this other one will start their own prayer section. So which God are they even worshiping? Which God are they worshiping? God that listens, he have our ears. You don't need to start shouting. Even in the Bible, Hannah prayed silently and God listened to her. You must not shout. Shout, shout, shout. It will not help us. So them, what's it called? Closing or shutting down the worship centers. It's a good one. There is this name there, Salvation Ministry. I don't even know if it's part of it's the Salvation Ministries we have here, because I know they are not that loud. So I don't know this particular one.
Okay.
Where they are coming from.
All right. Barrister Ndamzi, from a legal standpoint, what do you have to say about this development?
Thank you very much. From the position of the law, Section 18, Sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution guarantees right to worship, conscience, and of religion. But that doesn't mean because we have right to worship and religion, we will not use our rights to infringe on other people's rights, because it is right that where your right ends, another begins. So I commend the position of Ogun State government, okay, in sealing the churches over there, because looking at the details, it is believed that they have been warned or they have been notified on several occasions, and the noise pollution still persisted. So that is to say, the churches out there didn't make move to contain the noise pollution. So what the government did, it's in
it's in
line
order.
with the position of the law.
All right. Now, when they were, or the governments were telling their own part of the story and how they actually polluted the environment with noise, they said that they put loudspeakers outside their church. I think it would be like these horn speakers the Muslims use when they are calling for prayers early in the morning. So they put those kind of horn speakers outside the church facing the other people. And again, let's also look at the religious indoctrination and the mentality of religious people, particularly Christian worshippers in Nigeria. You know, when they talk about evangelism, could it be as a function of evangelism? You know, the speakers not inside the church, because when you're coming to the church already, they believe either you're a born again or you are well on your way to giving your life to Christ, or at least you know, you are in the environment where change is easy and accessible. But for the people outside, the unbelievers outside, because it doesn't make sense. What are you doing in your house when you should be praying in the night or on a Sunday morning? So those horn speakers are outside. So people outside must hear the word of God, you know, going ye into the world and preach ye the message of salvation and all of that. And then when people try to talk to these churches, sometimes they feel that they are surprised that you're even speaking against God. Like, you see that mentality where there are no boundaries. There appears to be a thin line between religion and entitlement. Should I use that word, entitlement? Let's speak about the entitlement mentality of the religious sector.
Yes, first and foremost, the Bible said during the time of Jesus that he went about doing good and healing people. And we also know that evangelism is one of the commandments Jesus left with us. In fact, he ended by saying that it is the whole duty of man. But will you evangelize to cause mental situation on the general public? The answer will be no. I think the proper way of embarking on this evangelism is, first of all, maintaining decorum. The churches should be advised to maintain decorum. Not just the churches alone, other religious bodies should maintain decorum in the way they use their sound systems. Okay? They can go ahead in, I know technology have made it so possible that we have these noise containment facilities. They should, you know, check it out and employ same. Because bringing out a public address system outside will mean infringing on the rights of the people. So I strongly advise that churches should maintain high level of decorum. Do it decently. So because the Bible made us also understand that our God is a decent God. So God being a decent God, he expects us to act decently, not causing noise pollution, which can in turn be harmful on the people's health.
All right. Now, Mr. Victor Sebe, let us look at the role of government in curbing this noise pollution coming from religious sectors, particularly the Christian sector especially. Now, let's look at the proliferation of churches all over. You talked about where you stay and how 3 churches are in close quarters. 4. Oh, good. Now, you would wonder, what are churches doing in residential areas? Places that are thickly residential. You drive down a very narrow street of, let's say, a street of approximately 20 buildings, and you see 5 churches in a street of 20 buildings, under the warehouse, in a bacha, you know, even some rent stores. Let's look at the proliferation of churches. So just like you rightly mentioned, imagine all these churches coming together to do night vigil. And the irony is the competition they have among themselves, especially if they are short-circuited like that. You now see that all of them will fix church program the same day. Now, if one is having a special program and does a flyer. The next day, you now see another one printing a banner, you know. So probably they don't want this other one to steal their members and all of that. But at the end of the day, churches are in clusters in practically every street in Rivers State. So what do you think the government can do about that?
First, let me start with the proliferation of these churches. I call them business centers.
Tax-free business centers.
Business centers. They go for marketing. What they call evangelism, I call that marketing.
Okay.
I call that marketing. What they call preaching is still same thing as marketing. They call you, they lure you, bring your money, pay your tithe, and the rest of them. What is Christianity? What is Christianity? If you go outside the shores of Nigeria, they own Christianity. It came from that end. You see people very quiet in church, in mosque. They do their thing without noise. But here you want to shout down the next one. You want to bring down the next person, saying your own God is higher than the other person's own.
But
you
should
still
the
know
government
more.
do?
The government is still.
Apart from stealing the noisy churches, I'm looking at the proliferation. Can it be curbed? Can it be controlled?
It cannot be controlled. It cannot be controlled. Because one, they see these businesses, sorry, let me use the word businesses. They see these businesses as their source for votes.
You mean politicians?
Yes. So there is nothing that can be done
All right.
about it.
Okay.
During the elections, you see them going from one end, from one church to another. And you now tell them that they should shut down the churches or they should all bring down, they should, like, how would I put it, now call them or assemble them to be one. It's not possible now.
Okay.
Because your doctrine is different from mine. I can tell you.
Maybe relocating them to places that are less populated, places that are not residential. Probably maybe expressways, highways, because they will even have parking spaces. Imagine having fellowships and, you know, you don't, people, road users, passerbys do not have a place to use.
Nobody wants to be the devil. Okay. Nobody wants to be the devil. Even, let's say, if you go to the prisons, you see people on, what's it called, that are waiting the hangman or what they call it. No governor wants to put his signatures to that. So nobody will want to put his signature to say, I am the devil that did this, because they are even part of the problems.
All right.